Well, hello, friends. Welcome. It is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. We've got a weekly recap for you. We're going to have a little fun tonight because Jose Mourinho grabbed the opposing coaches. What? Yeah, stick around. We're going to talk about that. The EPL is back after a couple of weeks off. We finally have English Premier League games to talk about. We've got a couple of other things as well. By the way, Barcelona are now dreaming of the treble as they beat Atletico today, and they are going to be playing Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey final with a couple of other championships they're already in. We are talking MLS ditching Adidas and MLS third jerseys. Each team could possibly have a third team jersey coming out. We got a lot to get to today. Quick hour talk, me and Brooks. What could go wrong? Let's have some fun. All right, let's jump in.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner! Who gives a shit about where the Bulls been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
Those things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome back. Yes, it is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. We're talking a little bit of soccer tonight. Catching you up throughout the week. We've got EPL. We've got Jose Mourinho doing Jose Mourinho things. He'll be suspended again for sure after coming back from a 4-game suspension already. Man, that guy is a trip. No wonder the papers and the media love him. We are talking MLS. We're talking FIFA Club World Cup. We got a lot of things to talk about. We're going to dive in right in a second here. But I've got in the studio with me our good friend, Brooks Lambier Jr. Brooks, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. It was quite a rainy day today here in Michigan, that's for sure. But Open Cup matches tonight, watching a few before our 9 p.m. show tonight. So that was good, watching some of the amateur sides. Unfortunately, going to fall to the pro sides here, the USL Championship and USL League One sides. But it was nice to see a lot of them advance out of the first round and make it to the second round here. Should be interesting, those third-round matchups when the USL teams start to meet the MLS sides and some more League One teams meet the USL Championship sides as well. So, yes, so that was good. And, just, hanging out here. I was here for a little while today talking to Scotty downstairs for Next Level Training. He got back from Florida, so that was good catching up with him. And he was just surprised at the one graphic we made where he was like, man, all those 10 Michiganders that were in the U.S. women's national team camps. And he was like, man, 8 of the 10 were constant, kids that would come to train Next Level Training. And he was like, he was shocked. And I was like, man, I know, right? That's pretty good.
It's weird, right? You go train with some of the best trainers in the country and you get called into the U.S. women's national team camps. Mm-hmm. There's something to that.
Yep.
Thank you to Next Level Training for helping those girls get down to those camps and being friends of ours. We love Next Level Training. Mm-hmm. We also love Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. And by the way, the Michigan Jags, we love them. My kids and Nate's kids play for the Jags. By the way, if you didn't know, Nate is a coach for the Jags. Yes, I know, it's strange. They let him coach. It's a charity situation. I'm sure of it. No, I'm just kidding. He's a great coach. And a big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Listen, if you are injured or want to do some baseline testing, hit up the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Great dude, great soccer player. He'll get you on the straight path and narrow there. All right, we're talking EPL. It is back. It is finally back. It got back yesterday after about like a 2.5-week break for the international games, which, if I'm being very honest, and if you've watched our show before, you know I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a fan of the international games anymore. I watch them, I talk about them, but it's the EPL and the club leagues that I love. It's the clubs that I love.
Yep.
So EPL is finally back. That's one of my favorite leagues. Some games that happened yesterday and today for you. All right, we're just going to jump right in. Arsenal 2, Fulham 1. Bukayo Saka is finally back for Arsenal. That's really going to help. That's going to help them as they make this big push towards the end of the season. But let's be honest, I think Arsenal have locked up second. They're not going to get to first with Liverpool. Yep, you're going to finish second. They are still alive in the Champions League. So, hey, getting Bukayo Saka back is phenomenal for them after he came back for surgery from a muscle tear, hamstring, I believe it was. Another game, a game that happened today that has a little bit of implication was the Merseyside derby at Anfield. Everton went across the street to Anfield, and what a full-blooded game this was, as the Merseyside derby usually is. Jota, with his magic feet in the box, puts the ball in the back of the net. Liverpool come away 1-0 winners and stay at the top of the table, where they will be for the rest of the year. Just hand them the trophy. Now, there was some talking points in this game. Did you see the James Tarkowski challenge on McAllister? Brooks, if we're being honest, Tarkowski, you said to me before the show, he could have stayed on his feet for that tackle.
Yeah, it was a bad follow through. But it's always tough when the ball gets loose. You clear it. There's someone running through. Momentum carries you forward.
So I'm going to ask you.
He was kind of outside foot was bending.
Red card, yellow card, no card, part of the game. What is that happens, you see it. What's your instinct on that? Because McAllister's leg, I mean, it could have been severely broken by that tackle. And folks, if you haven't watched it, wait till after our show here and then go watch that one. What do you think? Yellow card,
two guys with a lot of momentum going into the ball, and one guy obviously trying to pull out and one guy coming through a player. So was it malicious? No. I don't know if it was. Could it be yellow card for sure? I don't think red.
They gave him a yellow card.
Yeah, at least a yellow card.
They gave him a yellow card.
Yes.
But here's the thing. On a soccer field, you have to be in control of your body at all times.
Fair enough.
And you can't be, running willy-nilly, jumping and kicking and just saying I was following through. This isn't 1982 anymore.
Yes.
In my opinion, I've seen cards given for way less. I'm not trying to talk you into red, but in my opinion,
sure,
you endangered a fellow professional
yes.
in a pretty bad way. I'm going to say I think that should have been a red card.
Sure, I see both points.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. There was a little later on, Jordan Pickford comes out and he runs over Nunez, and they kind of collide and they go down. And it's full-blooded Merseyside derby. I thoroughly entertained with what I've seen of the game. And Liverpool just dominated, by the way.
Couple comments here.
Yeah, throw it in, buddy.
Mike Lupinik saying that was a dirty tackle and it should be a red. So, I mean, he's seen a lot of soccer in his day, so
yeah.
he's seen it all.
Listen, one of the legends of the state says that's a red card.
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you, my friend. Yeah. Absolute red card. He came listen, Tarkowski's a professional who's played the game for years and years and years.
Yep.
He knew what he was doing.
Sure.
He knew what he was doing.
Sure.
That's a red card all day long. Hopefully McAllister's all right and no long-term effects from that. We do have some other I don't know if we have any other comments there, but we do have some other scores we're going to talk about. Newcastle 2, Brentford 1. That's Sandro Tonali goal, Brooks.
Yeah, it was a beauty.
Winner in the 74th minute. Wow.
Beauty. Newcastle on fire after winning the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, they're playing well. They are one of the teams that Villa need to catch. Yeah. Villa need to catch two teams. They are one of them up there. They are currently in 5th. Villa in 7th.
Yep.
I need them to slow down, by the way. Just need them to stop winning. It would have been nice if they could have drawn today. Is what it is. That Sandro Tonali goal was a phenomenal goal. Go ahead and check it from almost the corner flag.
Ridiculous angle. And it went opposite, and it was a rocket. It was ridiculous.
It's just a brilliant goal. So we're going to talk about this game, and then we'll get to the Villa game between my Aston Villa and your Brighton Hove Albion. But we'll talk about Man United 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Man United 0.
Yep.
Okay, Brooks. This was Nottingham Forest hosting Man United. Man United this season have sorry, Man United fans, you've been dire. Just absolutely poor. Poor, to say the least. I mean, this is probably the worst team I've seen in 30-plus years at Man United. They are that bad. some of the things they're doing, some of the things the new coach Amarin is doing, I'm confused with. You're putting Maguire up top at the end to see if you can snag something. With all that being said, Brooks, Man United dominated this game. 69% possession?
Yeah, so 23 shots, 6 on target, compared to 8 shots and 2 on target for Nottingham Forest. 69% possession for Man United, 649 passes, 85% passing accuracy, 10 corners to 3 for Man United as well. So, a lot of chances.
How they have not at least drawn this game is beyond me. But Nottingham Forest, they've had a bunch of games this year where they're just, by the skin of their teeth, winning or drawing. In the Cup, by the way, they're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
They've had 3 shootouts.
Yeah.
3. The last one with your Brighton Hove Albion getting through. Before that, they had 2. They're winning on shootouts.
Yep. I think that's we see it in we went to Michigan State. And we always talk about hard physical. Michigan State basketball. I think it's the same set for soccer. Is you're a hard physical team that just you can't beat them. It's hard to beat you. And then when it gets down into extra time or PKs, they swipe one from you because they're fit and ready, and you're not ready to go 12 rounds with them. So this is a Nottingham Forest team. They've been doing it all year, and this is why they are top 3 in the last 5 matches. They're 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. 57 points. I mean, they're only 4 points behind Arsenal, who's 61, and Man City's 6 points behind them in the table. So this is going to be a tough team coming down the stretch to beat.
They are very hard to beat. They're into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. As we said, they're 3rd in the league. They may catch Arsenal if Arsenal slip up. Arsenal have their eyes on the Champions League at the moment. They're into the quarterfinals there. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. Nottingham Forest are into the semifinals of the FA Cup. Sorry. Yep. Arsenal are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They may have their eyes on that prize because they know they can't catch Liverpool for the EPL title. So Forest could actually surpass Arsenal, get into 2nd. They're never going to catch Liverpool. It is what it is. Yep. But Nottingham Forest have been just a team this year that we've all said it. Every week we say it. Yep. Don't worry. They're going to fall off. They'll have a drop. In no way it's going to last. Yep. Every week they grind out a win or a tough draw and points and points and points. And they're 3rd on 57 points.
Yep.
If I were to give you $1,000 at the beginning of the season and said, are they going to be closer to the top or closer to the bottom? I think 99 out of 100 people would have said they're going to be closer to the bottom of the table.
Sure.
I would have. I didn't have them in the top. I didn't have them in the top 7.
Didn't 2 of us have them getting relegated from our predictions? Wasn't it me and Danny?
Yes. You and Danny had them. Yes. So you would have lost $1,000.
Yes, I would.
For sure.
Yes.
They're not getting relegated, by the way, Brooks.
No.
Can't happen.
They're going to get into Champions League.
They are going to get in the Champions League.
Yes.
And it's not official yet. Just so everybody's aware, it's not official yet, but it looks like England could be getting that 5th and final Champions League spot. So that means this year, teams that finish 1 through 5 get into the Champions League for next year. Now, how does that happen? It's based on teams playing this year currently in Europe, so all the English teams playing and how they win and how they do and the cards they pick up. So there's a cumulative of points that gets with all the nations. It comes down to one more game needs to be won by an English team. There are currently 5 teams that are still in Europe, and it doesn't just count the Champions League. It's also Europa and the Conference League. Man United, Tottenham, Villa, Arsenal, and the last one eludes me who it is. One of those teams gets 1 win, and that means teams 1 through 5 this year in the Premiership will be headed to the Champions League next year. It's a big deal, by the way. It is a huge deal to have that. As for your league, it means more money. Those teams then get to go and play in the Champions League and earn more money. My Aston Villa hopefully will get into 4th or 5th, currently sitting 7th.
Yep. And then the 6th place team gets Europa, right?
6th place gets Europa. 7th place might actually get Europa as well. Wow. And the way things work out, there could be an additional Europa and Europa Conference.
So you could have technically like 8 teams It
actually could. It actually could, in a very strange way, be 9.
Oh, wow.
Because
Brighton might get in then.
possibly.
Okay.
Now, everybody's looking at me going, how the hell can that happen? Arsenal, currently second, right? And they're not going to finish outside of the top 4. They're not going to finish outside of the top 5. They are essentially right now almost guaranteed a Champions League spot for next year, correct?
Sure.
What happens if they go on to win it, Brooks?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Now it becomes 6 teams that could get into the Champions League from England, right? So if that happens and Man United or Tottenham go on to win the Europa, they could get in along with the next 2 teams. So it could get up to 9, maybe even 10. I think 10's kind of out of the question. Possibly 9 if everything goes right, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Has that ever happened, 10?
No, it has not. No, it has not happened before. Anyway, let's talk about that last game we want to talk about today. It was my Aston Villa visiting Brooks's Brighton Hove Albion.
Yeah.
Brooks, the first half, I was fuming. I almost turned off the game. There was an incident today where a Villa player, Jalen Ramsey, got the ball, walked inside the box, made a nice cut, put the ball through the defender's legs. I think it grazed the defender's leg. The defender came through, cut him down. I mean, there was no chance for Jacob Ramsey to go any further. He went down. It was right in front of the referee. In my opinion, the referee's got to blow for a penalty. He doesn't. He waves play on. The play stops because it went out for a goal kick. Yep. VAR looks at it. VAR looked at it for 3 minutes, by the way, 2.5 minutes or so. And they're looking at it from every single freaking angle, man. This angle, that angle, this angle. Did it? How much of a touch? Did it? And it's like, it might have just grazed that defender's leg. So, you know what? Because he touched the ball and then came through and got the forward, even though he tripped him, it's no penalty. It blew my mind at how that is not a penalty. Okay? Then there was another VAR check, by the way. Brighton Hove Albion go down. They hit the post. The ball comes back, and it hits a Villa player pretty much close to his arm. But his body was here. It was a natural position, so they checked that. Guess how many minutes of additional time they gave at the end of the first half?
3?
No, 1.
Only 1?
1. So there were 2 VAR checks, one that lasted 2.5 minutes or so. The referee went to the freaking monitor.
Must have not started a second watch.
1 minute of additional time. Are you kidding me? These referees.
I'm shocked like the guy up in the video review booth doesn't keep a clock there to say, hey, we've looked at it for 5 minutes. We need to add.
I'm in your camp with that. I'm in your camp. Absolutely. Why? Right? Why? Now, we had a discussion on the Sunday night show of how much referees earn. Referees earn £175,000 in the Premiership. Referees earn £175,000 per year. That is over $220,000. They are making mistakes like this in games that can cost clubs Champions League spots. Oh, and by the way, Champions League spots earn clubs millions upon millions of pounds, which they need to buy players and comply with PSR. This is what drives me nuts about these referees.
It's the system. It's not all just the referee. It's the system. But the problem is
Agreed.
But I guess you can complain all the fees go to the referees, and you think if it's going to the FA for the referees, they should fix everything, right?
I'm just.
Yeah. By the way, in this game, just a stats comparison here: 11 shots for Brighton, 8 for Villa.
Yeah.
4 on target for Brighton, 5 on target for Villa. So scoring 3 of 5, that's pretty good. 56% possession for Brighton compared to 44 to Villa. A lot more, 464 passes completed versus 383 for Brighton. More fouls for Villa there. Corners were 4-0, shockingly. No corners for Villa today.
Yeah, so Villa sat back. They wanted to play this counterattack. They wanted to play the counterattack and open up space. And, when a team is playing away from home, they're going to sit in and defend. And Villa did that very well today, playing Rashford up top as the 9. Rashford, by the way, scored that first goal. Beautiful outlet ball. Corner kick for Brighton. Martinez comes out, lays the ball off to Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers sees Rashford sprinting, puts the ball over the top. Beautiful first touch by Rashford. Second touch, hits the ball into the ground, pops over the goalie. A brilliant first goal. And then Asensio comes on late in the middle through the 65th minute or so. He comes on, scores a nice goal as well. And then Daniel Malin scores in the final minutes to seal it 3-0. By the way, all 3 of those players who scored today,
Loanies?
No, 2 of them loanees, 1 of them a full buy. but during the January transfer window.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
telling me Villa didn't have probably one of the best January transfer windows ever? All three came on today and scored. Just phenomenal. So Villa get 3 points, very much needed 3 points.
Well, it's only the best if you get into European competition, right?
Yes. Agreed.
Yes.
Definitely need that
Yes.
that spot. Someone told me a stat today. I have not confirmed this. Villa have, let me see if I can find it now. It actually blew my mind. Where did it go?
By the way, stats here, just for leading goal scorers,
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah, 27. Unfortunately, Erling Haaland won't be. He's done, but he had 21. Alexander Isak, 20.
Isak is having
Isak,
a
yeah.
hell of a year, yeah. Villa have won 6 straight games, and Palace is our only defeat in the last 14.
Really?
Villa
So
on
you've
a
won and
roll.
drawn a lot, and then you've only lost one.
Yeah, but
Interesting.
our-
Imagine if you won a lot of those, where you'd be.
I know. But our goal difference is -1.
That's really good.
It is bizarre. So that's the EPL, and that's the roundup at the moment for the EPL. Listen, what did Jose Mourinho grab of the opposing coach? He grabbed a body part from the opposing coach, by the way, of the opposing coach.
Yeah.
And then MLS is ditching Adidas. Are we serious? It's been like a staple for a long time. Are we sure that's going to happen? We got all that and a lot more to get to, and we'll be right back right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh? Oh,
Mannequin.
oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right. So, listen, Jose Mourinho has recently just come back from a 4-game suspension. He said some terms, some comments that were deemed to be racist. The league and UEFA suspended him for 4 games. That was after a game against Galatasaray. Guess who they played today?
Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. They lost, by the way. Victor Osimhen scoring both goals, one coming from a penalty kick. So they lost. By the way, Jose Mourinho coaches Fenerbahce, just so we're all on the same page here. Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray. Galatasaray win.
Big rivalry.
They are big rivals.
This was Turkish Cup today.
Yes. And after the game, as there usually is in the Turkish league with these Turkish teams, and especially the rivals, there's a little bit of coming together, a little bit of skirmish. And the opposing coach, I think they shook hands and then started to walk away. Jose Mourinho didn't quite like what the opposing coach had to say. So Brooks, Jose Mourinho decided he was going to grab the nose of the opposing coach.
Yeah, it wasn't a hard. I watched the video. But I mean, listen, when you're walking one way and you go like that, of course you're probably taken aback by it. But it's
Did
not
he
like
need to-
it's not like you pulled like this and just, you know what I mean, and just like you know what I'm saying. Like you see in
Didn't
the
fish hook him?
yeah, like in the action movies when someone breaks someone's nose, you know, you didn't do that. But I mean, the coach overreacted a bit. But still, you shouldn't touch anyone in the face and he's had problems with this before. When he was a head coach at Real Madrid, when they were playing Barcelona, he poked one of the Barcelona assistant coaches in the eye. Villanova.
Let me ask you, Brooks. Bags, people, doing things but not really throwing punches.
Sure.
You ever thought about going up behind another grown man and grabbing his nose?
No.
No.
I think I'd rather just if I had to, just not shake hands with anyone or just say
Or
game.
or at the very worst,
Yeah.
you know, if you're really feeling like you want to give him a little push or shove or something,
Sure.
but grabbing the nose, Jose Mourinho grabbing the nose of another grown man is not a good look, my friend.
No.
Expect another spell on the sidelines in the stands because you're going to be suspended.
Did he have a senior moment?
You gone. I think he did.
Yes.
I think he definitely had a senior moment. He's going to get fined quite a bit. All right, so Jose Mourinho, see you later. All right, we're moving on. Listen, Barcelona today have booked their place in the Copa del Rey final against their biggest rivals, Real Madrid. It's an El Clasico for the Copa del Rey. Barcelona right now are in the Copa del Rey final. They're in Champions League quarterfinals, and they're first in La Liga.
Hansi Flick?
Hansi Flick. Flick ball is doing really well over there.
Yes.
They are dreaming of the treble. Absolutely dreaming of the treble. They could very well get it done. I think they are one of the strongest teams right now. The only team that can stop them, obviously, for the Copa del Rey is Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid, who haven't been given a great shot, they've got like a less than a 20% chance of winning the Champions League.
I think they have too many stars in the front.
You think they haven't figured it out
just
yet?
doesn't work with Vinicius, Mbappe, and who's on the third one on the
Rodrigo they've got over there.
Yeah.
Bellingham coming from behind.
But that's fine, like in the midfield. But just when you have guys that have always been the striker or the person, it's hard to take a back seat to someone,
Right.
and it's not easy to do that.
So it's taking some time for them to bet in. Is that essentially what you're saying? And Barcelona going to walk away with the treble this year?
Yeah,
Would you put money on Barcelona winning the Champions League?
yeah. I mean, you know what the funny thing is, they still struggle to register players, but they still find ways to win.
true.
Because there's reports of like these two players may not be able to be registered this
Yeah.
week, and it's like,
So
oh,
true.
okay.
Danny Olmo is back officially. He wasn't able to be registered for a little bit. He got registered and then he picked up an injury, but he is officially back. He played over the weekend for the last 20 or 30 minutes. Did pretty well. Danny Olmo in the midfield is going to help them big time.
Yep.
They got Lamal scoring goals. They've got Lewandowski at 40 putting the ball in the back of the net still. This team is poised to go on, and I think they could well win the treble. They've got the best opportunity. I think the Opta computers picked them to win the Champions League. They're gonna win La Liga, in my opinion. Treble could be it. It could be here.
Yeah.
All
Back, one comment back to Jose Mourinho. Victor commenting, well, a nose grab is better than a sausage grab.
I don't know what you mean, Victor.
Yeah, we don't.
Explain that. No, we don't want to
No,
explain that. Don't explain. That's pretty funny. All right. So what do we got to get to, Brooks? We got a couple of things left before we end the show tonight. We're talking MLS on a couple of counts, and then we're talking about the FIFA Club World Cup. We got a couple of little pieces we're going to get to right after this.
Tempo, yes, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Good side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
All right, friends. So the rumors are abound that MLS is going to be ending its deal with Adidas. Adidas currently are the supplier of kits for the entire league. That sponsorship deal was negotiated by the league for every club. It's rumored right now that in 2030, when that deal comes to an end, that MLS is going to wave goodbye to Adidas. Now, we don't know what's going to happen after that. Is Nike going to come in? Is Puma going to come in? Is it going to be one big contract, just like Adidas had for every club, for the entire league? Every club has to fall into that, or are they going to fragment it out, and each club can go then negotiate their own kit supplier deal. I think that would be a better thing, in my opinion, for the clubs and the league in general. Brooks, you know a little bit about this. You've got your thoughts. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, so just some background here. So in 2023, MLS did sign a 6-year extension with Adidas, and that was the equivalent. It was worth $830 million. Now, obviously,
That's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money, and we know it's a single entity, so revenue sharing, so all that good jazz. So I don't know. For me, it's been hit or miss with these MLS jerseys. Some clubs do it extremely well for certain cities. Some have cool designs and they want to do a little more. Then you have clubs like San Diego FC this year, which were super bland designs. And, they were interesting, different colors from other teams in the league. But it was like, that's not so good.
Right,
so
right.
To me, that's a lot for Adidas, in my opinion, to design 30 jerseys for teams. And then we're going to eventually talk that third jerseys are coming here for MLS sides. That's a first for many clubs. There's been a few clubs in the past that have done third jerseys, like Inter Miami and whatnot. But that's a lot of stuff to design. And then you have to factor in Adidas has all the European clubs they have, plus the Liga MX clubs, South American clubs, whatever clubs in Australia, Japan, like all the other suppliers there, and then don't forget all the youth clubs and everything.
Right.
They usually don't do specific designs for them, but
Also we got to think big picture, right? By 2030, the GOAT, Lionel Messi,
he will be retired. Well retired.
most likely retired,
Yes.
right? We'll say most likely retired at that point. Yeah. And Adidas is his main sponsor, so they were super interested to get that contract that you said was $830 million in 2023, which leads up to 2029. Yeah. They were super interested to get that done because they know the amount of jerseys that they was going to sell once Messi hit the MLS. And sure enough,
yes.
You can't walk anywhere, any state, any city, podunk, major city, whatever, without seeing a Messi jersey somewhere.
Correct. I see them all the time.
The pink is just taking over.
When I'm watching these US Open Cup games, or someone in the stands with the pink Messi jersey. I see it everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, I would rather have diversity. I like what USL does. Some are in Charlie, which is a Mexican company. Some are in Puma.
Yep.
Some are in Hummel. Some are in Adidas. Some have Nike. There could be a few other ones, but I rather like that because they're like
more opportunities, more designs, better ideas and creativeness.
Like Forward Madison has been extremely unique with Hummel in developing their Flamingo jerseys, and Portland Hearts of Pine this year, the new USL League One teams with Hummel, they're really extremely interesting jerseys they have. DCFC with Adidas, it's a little different from what other people have. Charlie, who were with San Diego Loyal, they're with Pittsburgh now, and I believe they're Charleston and a few other clubs. But what they did with San Diego Loyal when they were around in championship before they folded, I thought their stuff was really cool. I bought some of their stuff when they were selling it on clearance and whatnot. So it's just good to have, I think, different brands and to work with different brands and to share the wealth and to see different designs. It's always disappointing when, it's the same design, but you just chose a different color pattern.
You just did a color just different colors from the arms.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Or it's like, it's the same thing, but you changed the stripe this way and that way, or it's.
All right. So Brooks, let me ask you this question. All right, if Nike comes in 2030 and says, hey, MLS, thank goodness you got rid of those Adidas folks because we want to offer you $1 billion for the next 10 years. Do you think Don Garber could turn that down?
The question is, will Don Garber be around? then.
Well, I think
In 2030, I
even
don't
if
know
it's-
if he would be. But the next commissioner, maybe. Yeah.
even if it's not Don Garber, guess what? It's going to be someone very like Don Garber. I mean, look what the NFL has, right? They got a guy who's just come in. He's been there a while now, but he replaced Paul Tagliabue. Same thing, like same type of guy. It's business, earning these closed franchises money. They want to. That's what it is. It's money. Is
It is.
Is the commissioner going to be able to turn down $1 billion?
Yeah, I know that's a tough one, but also don't forget the owners have a say in the vote.
That's true. That's true.
With USL doing promotion relegation, does MLS pivot and change at some point where they don't necessarily break away fully from the single entity, but maybe somehow they are like, hey, you're your own club, you can do some of the stuff on your own, you don't have to follow what the league does. I don't know. But listen, if someone offers $1 billion and there's a certain league for sure, you can't pass that down. Some comments in here. So Mike Lupinik, bring back Fila, which I'm fine with that. I'm okay with it. Or Umbro. Victor in here says give Umbro a chance again.
I like both those options.
Which they actually have. They're picking up with clubs. Victor's like, just go solid colors. I miss that shit.
I mean, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the fun, like the Portland Timbers 50th anniversary one they did. They had like a little, there's a log, like inner rings of a log in the middle of the jersey of the green one they did. I think that was really subtle and nice. And
there
are
been some really good ones like that over the year, right?
Yes,
Over the years, there have been some really nice jerseys in the last couple of years.
Yes.
You're right. You're right. You mentioned it. You alluded to it. The rumor is, according to Footy headlines, according to the latest update we have, Adidas will be releasing third kits for all MLS teams in 2025. So that's coming soon in June, apparently.
Yes.
The kits will feature Adidas trefoil logo, number on the front, sponsor on the back, and the kit launch June 1st, as mentioned.
See, that's unique. That's different.
I like
They've never done the sponsor on the back, which is very much like a Liga MX type of thing where they put the sponsor on the back. The old school Trio logo that you'd see on the shirts or some of the gear. I think that's awesome. And if anyone checks the Footy Headlines article, they have I don't know if that's the exact one Inter Miami is going to use, but it's cool. I mean, it's a throwback, like 90s looking type of thing. And I like retro. I like retro stuff, and I think that's awesome. There are some clubs, I think San Diego Earthquakes are doing some San Diego Clash throwback uniforms when they play. I think DC United, I think it's the 30th anniversary of when they first played each other. That's coming up. So there are some teams doing some retro stuff. But listen, you get some unique designs like that for third kits, people will buy them. I just think MLS has always been fearful of, we only need 2 because we don't always sell out all of them every team. And you don't want to over order and then you have all these ones left over and then you got to, sell them on sale and lose money,
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. I'm interested to see these third kits that get rolled out June 1st.
Yes.
Might have to buy one, dude.
Yeah. Mike Lupinik also says, bring back the Zara shorts.
Ooh, I like that.
Interesting.
I like that.
I don't know that company. That's before my time.
Yeah, before you.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. We're going to be talking, last topic of the day, Brooks, FIFA Club World Cup potential play-in match because Club Lyon is waiting on an appeal if they can play in the FIFA Club World Cup. You're the one who alerted me this. I read the headline and didn't think it was that interesting, but you alerted it to me, and damn, is this interesting.
Yes.
All right, so Club Lyon right now is owned by a group called Grupo Pachuca, which is also the owners of Liga MX Club Pachuca. So this group owns 2 teams. That's against the rules for the FIFA Club World Cup. So Club Lyon could be out, which would allow someone else in, and there's going to be a play-in for that. There's some money involved in this. There's a lot of money involved.
You get, for being in it, you get $9.6 million.
That's a lot of money for a club.
Yes.
I don't care what size your club is for playing in a little. I'm calling it a little tournament. You get $9.6 million just for playing. That's prize money. But then if you go on to win it and win more games, it's more fans, more games, more everything. So this is actually a pretty big deal. Who are the 2 teams, Brooks, that would be taking the place of Club Lyon, or could take the place of Club Lyon?
So this goes back to, has to do with stuff with CONCACAF. So the runner-up last year was, I believe, LAFC, I believe when I read in the article. So they, and then I think from a rankings or standing standpoint, there's something like a power ranking index. The next highest club would be Club Club America.
So
They would do a one-game playoff play-in game, whatever you want to consider it. So winner go home. But that does not officially happen until the ruling from CAS,
okay.
Says, hey, Club Leon, you cannot partake.
Okay, that's interesting. So just so you're aware, everybody, no individual or legal entity may have control or influence over more than one club participating in the competition. Such control or influence being defined in this context as holding majority of the shareholders' voting rights, having the right to appoint or remove a majority of the members of the administration, being a shareholder and alone controlling majority, or being able to exercise by any means a decisive influence in any decision making of the club. Both clubs, you can't do that. That's pretty big because, I mean, if you think about it, we had it last year with Manchester City, who also Citigroup, who also owned Girona in La Liga, and there was a possibility that both of them could have been in the Champions League and playing against each other. You can't do that. So this is actually a big deal. Now, listen, we've all heard of the FIFA Club World Cup, and we're all kind of annoyed by the money and how FIFA is just shoving this down our throats. But there's a lot of money involved with this, and these clubs, big, small, whatever, $9.6 million for getting in. That's a big freaking deal. But Club Leon have not been kicked out yet. It is on appeal. You have to wait for the appeal to come through.
Yes.
I'm not sure when we're going to find out, but
It's April. I think it's April 23rd. I read it's 23rd or 22nd is when the ruling is in Madrid. The irony of this, which we talked about before, was if Grupo Pachuca owns Leon and Pachuca, there are two MLS clubs, Inter Miami and Seattle, that are part of a single entity that are technically owned by a league. So I don't know if we probably have to really go through that political jargon you just read to dissect everything. I don't think it said league.
it's still, there's a controlling entity involved.
Yes.
But there are owners within the franchise system. So there's probably an out somewhere. But it is an interesting thought, Brooks.
A lot of people brought that up that have been talking about it after they heard of the situation. So it's like, could some other club do that to MLS and say, hey, you guys have multiple clubs, multiple clubs in here that are owned by a single entity.
Yeah, we want you out because we want our shot in there for the $9.6 million, just entry fee, the entry,
just to get in. That's what you get paid, just to be a part. Participation fee, participation prize.
I think I was thinking about this today, Brooks.
Yeah.
So you and I play in a league, in a soccer league. Now, we always say participation trophies and T-shirts and whatever for kids is garbage.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. You shouldn't give participation trophies to kids.
Yes.
But you should give participation trophies to adults. Because it is quite the accomplishment as an adult to still be getting out and playing in these leagues, no matter what the league. Or, you know what? Instead of a medal or a trophy or T-shirt, I'd take a beer. I would take a participation beer in the first game. After the first game.
But you're going to go with this, that you're going to say if you win your indoor league, you get your money back.
No. So,
okay.
excuse me. I have played in a league once before. This is about 20 years ago, an indoor league down in Taylor, to be honest. It's Taylor, Michigan. So I played in a league where, if you won the session, you played the next session for free. Not a good idea. That is not a good idea because all of a sudden, out of the woodwork came these thugs who would try to just, I'm a small, quick guy who loves to score goals.
Yep.
And they were like, no, if we let you do that, you're going to score goals and beat us. So we're going to kick you. And great, we took a 5-minute penalty, but we took you out of the game, and we now have a better chance of winning the session to move on and play next session for free. When you involve money in amateur sports like this, it is not a good idea. We won that session, and I told the facility we're not coming back. Give that to someone else. We're out because it's a bad idea. Anyway, I went off the rails on this one. All right, Brooks, that's going to wrap us up. Big thank you to our sponsors. Big thank you to Soccer World. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. And a big thank you to the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. Brooks, you're going to start doing videos quite often here.
Yeah, I'm going to try once a week to do something separate. So we have this week, I think tomorrow, we'll have the new release of Soccer Daily. So kind of like a midweek thing where for midweek news, we do a little quick updates, little facts, little fun. So yeah, just a little small 4 to 5 minute video. So
I like it.
Look out for it.
Brooks is going to be giving you guys all the soccer news that hits for the day in a quick 5-minute video. Plus, do us a favor, sign up for our Substack. There's over 35,000 soccer folks around the country signed up for our soccer Substack. It's called Free Kick, and we send it out once a week. Be sure to sign up and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd very much appreciate it. And if you're listening to this on Apple, give us a 5-star review. That really helps us out.
Yeah.
And for us, that's going to wrap it up for this Wednesday.
Yes.
Thanks for joining, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injuries. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep. Sorry, Doc. All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord.